Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to see you again. Welcome back. This is episode 8 for Living on Cashflow. Today we're going to talk about LOC and your privacy. Let's come on over here. So for a general overview for everybody, what is LOC? The entire premise of LOC is that you're going to have 4 accounts. Each account has a rule. So your living on cash flow, aka your LOC, is that all bills must be paid from this account. Your worth, money you put into this account is never spent. Your invest, funds spent from here must be documented and get a return. Your flow, now this account must be spent in full every month. Oh goodness, I missed one. I still have LOC Tribe on this. This is outdated. Sorry. Let's see, I think we're saying streaks because we are on a winning streak and a group of tigers is called a streak. And since my last name sounds like tiger, people associate me with tigers. Just so you know, my last name is taiga, a type of tundra, the last area in the terrain that plants can grow. But anyway, we'll go with LOC streaks. So welcome. If you've seen my other videos, I thank you so much. Please comment or text me. Let me know your opinions. A lot of these episodes spawn from great conversations. This one was from an amazing conversation, a series of conversations that I had with an awesome dude named Terrence. Just sitting around the pool, just, shooting the breeze, asking questions, figuring things out. So please engage me in business conversation, not petty, pointless conversation because I'll just blow you off or ignore you. But quality conversations, absolutely. I love those. All right. So privacy. Okay. Your finances are your business. Some of you are thinking, well, duh. And others of you are going, no, they're not. So I want you to understand that your finances are your business. Now, this does require you to set firm boundaries with the people in your life. If you're over the age of 18, legally you are considered your own entity. And it's a good thing to start acting like it, I guess. Basically, what that means is to run your finances as a business. Employees don't get told how much is spent on paper clips up at the corporate office, okay? They only know what they're getting paid. And I want you to kind of have that business mentality. Not everyone needs to know every penny you've got in the bank, okay? So here are some of the misconceptions. Some people say that if you don't tell everything, you're being deceitful. Some people really feel that they are entitled to know your finances. This can be parents, this can be spouses, this can be siblings, this can be bosses or coworkers, okay? So some people just really feel entitled to it. Some people say that you will be manipulative. Some people really believe that privacy about money means that you must somehow have negative intentions. You'll also get the card of, shows you don't love. Some people expect you to spend every last penny you have to prove your love to them. Those kind of people are toxic. We will get into that later. And some people believe that you don't have a right. That's not your right. Some people truly do believe that even though it's your money, you do not have the right to manage it as you see fit. These people are out there, and if you're watching these, you probably have met a couple of them. But here's my stance. Your money, your choice. Your money, your choice. Is that difficult for you to think about? Why don't you clear your head a little bit? I also have noticed that I've gotten a few questions when I do these slides. People have asked what this number is. That's why I made this one a little bit bigger. This is showing that this is episode 8, and this is the PowerPoint slide 7. This is so that when you are speaking to other people or you're wanting to just go back over one of these for your own references, all you got to do is note this number. It's going to tell you the episode number, and it's going to tell you the PowerPoint slide so that you are able to pick up where you left off, okay? Going back into privacy. All right, so remember that each of the accounts holds a value, okay? And the living on cash flow values reality, okay? So when we're doing LOC, we are going to accept reality, okay? Now, these aren't always pretty. I didn't make these rules, okay? I just want you to know these are the rules. You are a resource, okay? You should be able to expect that people try to use you. Remember what sadness is? Back from episode 7? Sadness is an expectation not being met. You're in a relationship, you absolutely think this person loves you, and then you decide that you're not going to pay a bill for them, and suddenly they stop talking to you and you start crying. Well, you expected them to not use you as a resource. I want you to understand, people are going to use you as a resource. Okay? It can have this expectation so that those emotions don't throw you off. Now, it is your responsibility to set firm boundaries. Otherwise, you will be drained of all your resources time and time and time again. Okay? It is your responsibility. I can't do it for you. I can show you how I set boundaries. I can tell you the importance of boundaries, but it is up to you. You are the one responsible to set firm boundaries so that people don't drain you. Okay? Now, you do have to set boundaries with others and with yourself. As we go through, I believe in episode 10, we're going to be going over the account for living on cash flow in more detail. And it's seriously focused on taking responsibility and really having a self-discipline. Okay, so I want you to understand, you've got to be an active participant in this as well. All right, so some of the boundaries would include who you tell about your finances, how much about your finances you tell people, how much of your time you give to others, how much of your money you donate to others, how emotionally invested you are willing to get with a specific person, and for how long you're going to do that investment. Do not let others push you around. Okay, boundaries are healthy. Understand this, anyone who doesn't want you to have boundaries is just wanting to use you as a resource. Okay, I have thankfully built a community around me where they know what my boundaries are and they respect my boundaries. I don't have to state my boundaries more than once, and they immediately say, okay, I respect that, cool. And they do the same courtesy to me. They let me know their boundaries, and the friendship continues. So I want you to understand, anyone who doesn't want you to have a boundary is just wanting to use you as a resource. This is going to be a constant in human behavior. Okay, I'm not being negative. Remember, we accept reality as it is. And it is a reality that there are people who have kids just to have a larger workforce, just to get more government funding, or as a retirement plan. Especially with people who come from that mentality, you know, they don't really have a lot of control. They don't have their own business, but hey, they can go and have another kid. Unfortunately, they view it that way. That's just the way that they were raised to view things. People also get married just to have more of an income or to have more labor in the household. How many times have you heard about a woman who's, a gold digger looking for a man to take his money, or for a man who just wants a wife who's going to stay home and take care of all the kids? They're just looking for more income, or they're looking for labor. Now, there are people who choose to befriend other people for higher social status, for additional resources, or just for emotional needs. One of the main reasons why every time I start gaining a little bit of fame or whatever, I kind of back away from it. I kind of let it die down. I don't really build it to that next level, because I do start getting a lot of fake people. When no one knows your name, when you have nothing to offer but your viewpoints on the world, you really get to have a better understanding of the people around you. Okay, I know and I see on a daily basis people, a group of friends who they are just constantly borrowing money from each other. Like, it's crazy. I have no money, give me your paycheck. And then the next one, it flips around. Hey, I have no money, give me your paycheck. And, they see it as a communal work together. Now, there are also people who, what we call codependency. They need it for emotional needs. How many times have you heard the story? How many times have you heard the story of the girlfriend who just can't let her man out of her sight because then she just breaks down crying and doesn't know how to handle herself for like 3 hours. Or, sorry, I could go into many other options like that. But I want you to not get mad, okay? Because I need you to understand, you do the same. I do the same, you do the same, every human does the same. We have needs, we're looking to meet those needs, so we go to resources, and those resources meet the needs, okay? So do not get mad. Don't get mad, because you do the same thing. Evaluate your habits. Who in your life gives you money? Who in your life gives you time? Like gives you of their time? Who in your life gives you emotional comfort? Who in your life gives you social status? I mean, think about it. Have you had a hard time? If you're going to be a couple bucks short for something, who would you call? Did they give you the money? As far as your time, you're bored, you're lonely, you're sad, you've got a frustration, or you got a question to figure out something. Who was that person or those people that you know you can text or call and you know they're going to answer? You know they're going to give you their time. So I want you to kind of understand that. Who in your life gives you emotional comfort? And who in your life gives you social status? Now remember, for some people, they want to be around the biggest earners. But for other people, they want to be around a specific group, a specific clique. Whatever they feel they want to associate with, they're going to hang around people because it's part of their clique. So evaluate your habits. What are you doing? Now also evaluate, how do you react when they stop giving you those things? I have people where, yeah, 9 out of 10 times I'm going to call them or text them and they call me back. I have a friend, Rockstar, and we've known each other now for a little over 3 years. And we don't talk all the time, especially as our lives get busier. But anytime I've said, hey, I need to talk to you, call me. Boom, within an hour, he has called me, regardless of how busy he is. He has called and said, hey, I got 2 seconds. What do you need? But how do you react when they don't give you that? That 1 out of 10 times when they don't answer, and when the day comes, which it hasn't yet, but I'm sure it will, the day comes when Rockstar isn't able to respond to me when I need him to, how will you react? Because your reaction is what makes you healthy or unhealthy for them. Remember, LOC is about improving yourself. I'm not here to tell you how to change all the people around you. I'm here to tell you how to change yourself. Because when you change your habits, when you change your standards, you're going to change who you associate with. And that in turn changes other people's lives. I mean, I've heard 2 things my whole life. You can't change people and, oh my God, you changed my life. The people you can't change are the people who refuse to change, toxic people. The people who will change are the people who are open. These are the learners. These are the healthy people who strive for growth. Now, let us improve your financial boundaries, okay? I know that I talked to you about a lot of different life habits, but it all comes back to protecting your finances. Remember, people don't buy things, people buy emotions. So when I'm talking about setting healthy boundaries, I'm talking about protecting your money. And I mean, isn't that what we all want to do? All right, living on cash flow has to pay your bills. I want you to ask, what do you consider your bills? Not your roommate's bills, not your siblings' bills, not your spouse's bills, not your parents' bills. What do you consider your bills? List it out. Know what you believe in. Also, what do you consider bills versus wants? And now that's bothering me because I was pretty sure I was capitalizing that in the next episode. So just as preemptively, we are going to change because as a LOC tribe, we do not and will never be perfect. I know people tell me to edit out all these little things, but I'm not here to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. So let's just flow together. All right, so what do you consider bills, which would be taking money out of your LOC account, versus what do you consider wants, which would be taking money out of your flow account? Now, no one needs to know how much you have in there, okay? They only need to know how much you are going to pay toward a certain bill. I cannot tell you the number of times where a bill went to, say, a collector, And the bill collector, the person on the phone, just some person on the phone. This isn't the bank. This isn't the IRS. This is just some person on a phone with a little company trying to collect this bill. They say, well, we want to see your bank statements. Well, how much do you have in the bank? Well, how much is your mortgage? Whoa, 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 whoa. These people do not need to know that information from you. Do not tell people how much you have. Only tell them what you are willing to pay toward the bill. Okay? This is your life. These are your boundaries. They don't need to know and tell you how to live your life. This is your life. You get to choose it. Now, you do need to prioritize your values. Okay? I mean, it's not sarcastic and it's not negative when I genuinely ask, were you meant to be more than just pay bills and die? You got to ask yourself that, because I know 60-year-olds who are still working, sweeping the floor at Wendy's, and that's all they've ever done their entire life is just paid bills for other people. Is that really the existence you want to have? Okay, this is not the 1950s, okay? In an age where everyone over 18 can earn an income, do not allow other adults to guilt you that you have to take care of them. Okay? It is not the man's job to support the wife. And it is not the wife's job to pay for his bills. I mean, I can't stress this enough, especially being a female who can run my own business, who can work and pay my own bills. I'm letting you know, if you're over the age of 18 and you're able to watch this, you are able to support yourself. Meaning, if you've got somebody who swears up and down they can't financially support themselves, you wish them the best of luck. You tell them that, you know what, I'll be here as a comforting ear if you need that, but I'm not giving you a penny. You have to respect your life. You have to respect your boundaries. If you're over 18, you can get a job. And if you're one of those people who is waiting for someone else to support you, someone pays for your rent, someone pays for your food, someone else is supporting you, you are not entitled to their money. You are what's called a charity case, okay? You are 100% dependent upon them, because once that line of income stops, you're screwed. So wouldn't it be intelligent to say, hey, I'm over 18, I can find a source of income? Just think about that. Because we are each responsible for our choices. Okay? Sorry. Oh, I'm thirsty. It's probably going to sound horrible in the microphone. Sorry, people. All right. We're each responsible for our own choices. You are not heartless. Setting boundaries is healthy. I started learning how to set boundaries from a book called The Verbally Abusive Relationship. And in it, it gave a number of examples. I can't remember now. It was somewhere around 10, maybe 10 to 15 types of verbal abuse. Now, the book was talking about a man verbally abusing a woman. I grew up in a household where it was all women. And I started using that book, and with those specific examples. And they at first tried to make it a joke, but then they got very serious when I would say that's verbal abuse in the form of a joke, disguised as a joke. That's verbal abuse is the form of overgeneralization. And they would even say every other response I had to them was, that's verbal abuse. That's verbal abuse. The entire community I grew up in was so toxic, so unhealthy. Like literally everything they ever said to me was toxic, was abusive. And I started setting boundaries by just identifying, that's toxic. That's verbal abuse. Stop verbally abusing me. Respect me. Stop it. And I got called a lot of things. They tried to say that I needed to be checked out to a mental institution, that I was a sociopath. Like they threw all these things, that I was borderline personality disorder. No. I was somebody growing up in a toxic environment, learning what these things called boundaries are. Now, I did not master it with that book. I want you to understand this has been a very long, almost 2-decade-long journey to understand boundaries. Okay? So I want you to understand when you are setting boundaries with your finances, you are not heartless, you're not deceptive, you're not evil, you're healthy. But if you're surrounded by toxic, unhealthy people, they're going to try to convince you that your changes are unhealthy. You're being healthy to set boundaries, okay? If you're over 18, you can support yourself. And when you say, I'm supporting myself, I'm not supporting other people, other than your minor, if you have a child who's under the age of, honestly, 16, because you can get a job at 16. If you have a child or children under the age of 16, yeah, it's your responsibility to financially support them, okay? Other than that, other people, they're adults. They're responsible for their choices. You are not a heartless person for stating that you are not going to financially support them. Okay, I really want you to understand that you are being healthy. Now, let's look at the worth account. Okay, remember, never spend this money. If you were to partner with someone in business, wouldn't you feel better that your finances were safe if that other person had $10,000 in their own savings? I mean, who would you rather go with? The guy that's asking you to pay for the $10 of lunch? Or the woman who says, hey, I've already saved up $10,000. Who do you think is going to handle your money better? And that's why you're going to make sure you handle your money so that other people will want to do business deals with you. Now, it should be a mark of pride that you can manage your finances so that you aren't drained every month. I did go through that stage, and I still get it from people of, oh my God, you have that much in the bank account? You should be giving that to your mother. She needs to pay these bills. You know, I had years of that constant from people who loved me, supposedly. And it's just, no, I can support myself. If she can't support herself, that's on her, you know, or him, or whoever you're talking about, okay? It is not your responsibility to live off of $0 amount. It is your responsibility to make sure you're strong. Remember, you go into an airplane, they say put the oxygen mask on first? Take care of your finances first. It should be a mark of pride. Yeah, I take care of my finances. Instead of, oh, I have nothing because I gave away to everything. You know what I mean? Now, the only people who need to know how much you have in this account should be the people who will help you leverage this money. Remember, you're not spending this money, so you're not talking to people who want to help you spend the money. I'm talking about leveraging the money. What I'm saying here is, let's say you want to buy a house. They're going to tell you need to have $20,000 down. But if you have $20,000, you very well could qualify for a home loan that's no money down. That's leveraging this account. You're not losing that money, you're just using it to help you make a better decision. Only talk to people who are going to help you leverage the money. Anyone who says, oh, spend it on my new business venture, oh, spend it on this stock, oh, spend it on me, don't let these people know how much you have, okay? Because I don't want you to fall for scammers. I have, unfortunately, seen it in person. I've actually seen it happen, and it frustrates me. They didn't want to listen to me, and I'm not going to force myself, but, you know, 2 years later, they were like, yeah, I should have seen it. Don't fall for scammers, okay? Your worth account is about protecting yourself. It's about protecting your money. If people are going to help you leverage that account, then fantastic. But if you get somebody who wants you to spend that money with a guarantee of a return, that's not from this account. That is not from this account, okay? Business only succeeds when profits are sustainable. Sustainable. Remember that. So I want you to start saying no. Learn to love saying no. I was told what a mean, horrible daughter, sister I was, granddaughter, because I started saying no. I started saying, no, I'm not going to pay for this dinner. And I started saying, no, I'm not going to pay for your outfit to go out. And I started saying no. I started saying, this is my money, and I'm allowed to spend it how I want to. No, I'm no longer going to use my credit so that someone can put a car on there and then stop making payments on me and not even tell me about it. No, I'm not going to let people use me. Start saying no. Did I lose the toxic people in my life? Absolutely. Did I gain healthy people? Yeah. Yeah, like I can't tell you how beautiful the people in my life are. Like they're completely amazing, healthy people. I love it. I love the environment that I'm in. And the toxic people, I don't know, because I haven't talked to them in a decade. So learn to say no. Learn to love saying no. You don't have to be a jerk about it. You do not need to be a bitch about it. You can simply say no. I leave it at that. You don't know them an explanation. You don't need to say sorry. You can just say no. That's it. That's all you need to say. They want to get angry or they want to get upset. That's on them. That's not on you. You can say no. This is your money. You are allowed to protect yourself. Now, for your invest funds, okay, you get a return and you need to document it, okay? Now, insist on documentation and notarizing the document, even if the loan's only for 20 bucks, okay? Because if it's not notarized, it's not technically a documentation. It's just a note. Now, since you do get a return, I need you to decide if you want a set amount, say $5, or if you want a percentage, say 10% of the loan. You need to figure that out ahead of time so that you can tell that person, okay? Before you go ahead and signing documents and such, you need to tell that person. My leg is cramping. All right, now, only loan the amount that you feel comfortable with. Only loan the amount that you feel comfortable with. I cannot stress that enough. Look, let's say you have $100. Do not let them bully you into giving the full $100. You can tell them, look, I'll try $20 to start and I'll see if you pay me back on time. Ooh, someone who's going to pay you back on time, they're like, okay, cool, awesome, thank you, appreciate it. Someone who's not going to pay you back on time, oh, what do you mean? Oh, man, wait, what are you talking about, man? Only associate with people who have healthy boundaries and healthy intentions. Long story short, this account starts showing you who has healthy intentions for you. Because I want you to protect yourself, because you do need protection. You do need to protect yourself because there's 8 billion of us, okay? There's 8 billion. You're 1 to 8 billion. You are going to come across people who are going to hurt you, whether intentionally or through ignorance. They're going to hurt you, so you need to protect yourself. And that is why you document, you notarize, and you state up front what the return is that you expect. Now, I really want you to understand, you can love someone and not drain yourself. I've seen this too many times where people get into a relationship and they spend all their money on the other person, whether it's through paying their bills or buying a house or buying a car to prove their love. You don't need to do that. Truly loving someone doesn't mean, hey, you're now my paycheck, okay? You can love someone and never have to spend a penny on them, okay? Now let's go to the flow account, all right? This must be spent every month, okay? Now again, boundaries. Do not let people tell you how to spend your money. Yes, it feels great to pick up the tab at the family dinner. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. Do it from this flow account. It's not a bill. It's not worth. It's not invest. So do it from the flow account. Absolutely. And, balance that with taking care of your own hobbies and needs. I'm the type of person, if I suggest that we go out and hang out, I'll pick up the tab. I've picked up the tab for 50 people at an IHOP one night just because we all decided to go out afterwards, But it came from the flow account. It did not come from any other account. So I want you to understand, this account is what allows you to enjoy life. Okay, you do not have to live like a slave. You do not have to say, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, and then just go into a fucking room and then turn your brain off and fall asleep and go do it again. You're not a slave. You are not a slave. You are free. You are free to make choices, okay? So just enjoy your life. Start taking control of your life. But your freedom must be built. It's not going to be handed to you, okay? It's not how the current global systems are set up, okay? So your freedom must be built. Take a moment to pause. Now, with all this being said and done, I want you to understand, you can still support your family in a healthy way. You can still build a strong marriage in a healthy way. You can still partner with other business-minded people to create projects. And you can still take care of your own needs so that you have vibrancy to help your community. All right, I'm not talking about starvation. I'm not talking about don't care about other people. All I'm saying is, like with the airplane example, put your air mask on first. You need to be strong with your finances. You need to have that oxygen first. And all these boundaries, these different accounts, that's what's going to help you. If you want to give out that money, that's fantastic, but only do it from the flow account. Don't do it from the other accounts. The other accounts are there to support you so you are strong, so you can be there for other people in the future. It's about sustainability, okay? You are allowed privacy. Now, except from the IRS, do not hide your finances from them. I don't want you going there. You do not hide your finances from your CPA or from the IRS, okay? All you're doing is going to hurt yourself. Seriously, you're just going to hurt yourself. You're allowed privacy from other people. They don't need to know what's in there. But the IRS and your CPA, they should know where every penny you have, and they're going to let you know what you can legally state and what you cannot legally state. Okay, so stay legal, people. There's no freedom in prison. All right, there's absolutely no freedom in prison, and it's pointless. It is so stupid. Why on earth are you going to go ahead and just waste years of your life for something stupid? Don't waste years of your life for something. Oh, that's right. Hold on, we got to move this down because when I do it in post editing, my picture is going to be over here somewhere. So there's no freedom in prison. Okay, no freedom. But there is freedom in living on cash flow. Okay, if you're living the LOC life, there's freedom in that. You're building yourself, you're paying your bills, so you're building your reputation, you're building your net worth, so you're building your future, you're building your growth, your investment account, so you're having a solid future, and you're living every day, you're flowing, you're allowing your life to flow. So there's a lot of freedom in living LOC. Okay. But you need to learn boundaries and you need to adhere to them, okay? If you come from toxic backgrounds, if you come from verbally abusive, violently aggressive, violently depressive backgrounds, like unfortunately far too many of us do, you're going to have to learn boundaries, okay? Because anyone who is going to emotionally abuse you, anyone who's going to physically abuse you, and what? These people are very persistent. Okay. I'm missing out on all those. But anyone who is willing to be aggressive to you, anyone who is willing to tell you it is okay for them to lie to you, to yell at you, to beat you, these people don't have healthy boundaries. These are not healthy people to learn from, okay? So you need to find healthy people, you need to learn from them, you need to set boundaries, and you need to adhere to them. You need to heal and follow your boundaries, and that includes with your finances. Let toxic people go. Now, this does include family members, okay? Yeah, there's not a single blood relative that I stay in contact with. There is one adoptive relative that I stay in contact with because she's awesome. But other than that, I mean, I stated it out front. Respect me and treat me with respect. Stop yelling at me. Stop manipulating. Stop lying about me. And, stop lying about other people or stay away. And they stayed away. So let them go. Let toxic people go. The only thing that makes them a family member is that someone you know fucked someone else. That is it. One person and one person had sex. That is the only thing that makes you a blood relative, okay? That is not strong enough for you to hurt yourself, for you to sabotage your finances, okay? Just because, somebody wanted to have sex with somebody else and then birthed you, it should not make you their property for 18 years, and it certainly should not make you their slave for the rest of your life. These are your finances. This is your life. This is your future. Now, I understand that people do engage me a lot. Because I come from a toxic family, yeah, I really stress about getting away from toxic people. But I have people who say, oh my gosh, my family would never treat me this way. I love my dad. I love my mom. I love my siblings. I couldn't imagine my life without them. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. If they're healthy people for you, please keep them in your life. You need them in your life. Absolutely. And let people change. If someone genuinely changes, then yeah, I mean, I had to go through a transformation. I had to learn boundaries. I had to change. word of warning though, I come from toxic people. I did have it. Oh yeah, I changed. Oh yeah, I changed. And now they've got my children and they don't answer their calls. They don't answer their emails. And now I'm going to have to hire a PI in order to track down where they're living and take them to court. Toxic people, truly toxic people, stay toxic. And that's what I'm trying to show you with your finances. These 4 accounts for your finances really set boundaries for you. That's how I created them. That's why I created them through all of my life. I got myself from living homeless to being able to take care of my bills to not ever worrying about what the purchase was. I didn't even know how much I spent. I needed to go to the store. I went to the store. We went out to dinner. I went to a department store. I got anything and everything I wanted. I'd go up and down every single aisle, and anything I wanted went in the cart, and I paid for it. Never even had to think about it. So I've been, financially successful already. And this is the system that I used. And this channel came about from so many people. They're like, wow, you know so much. You need to share it. You need to share it. With this divorce, everything got dissolved, and I'm building on my own now. And I did choose the trucking because it takes me different cities. I get to meet up with different real estate agents and really get to see the countrywide. And it's fun. It's something new, and to be able to share with you guys each step along the way, I feel honored. I feel blessed. I just can't go yet. I really want you to embrace and to understand that privacy is an essential right that every person has. Okay? And whatever your level of privacy is, let people know that up front. People will come to me and ask and pitch business ideas. People love to pitch business ideas to me, especially MLMs. I say, oh, I've got this wonder food and this wonder pill, or I've got this great, when people know that you're a business owner, they always try to sell you their product, their service, their way. It's going to be so much better, even though the only business they built was selling their product. They've never built your business. So, you've always got to respect and appreciate. We are humans. We have needs. We're using other people as resources. I'm using you as a resource right now. I'm wanting you to go ahead and spread this knowledge as much as possible. I'm using your view counts to be able to improve my stats, to just be able to show people, hey, this is a valuable, educational material. Please share it with other people, kind of thing. So I want you to understand it's okay. It's healthy to have a give and a take relationship. It's okay and healthy to be interdependent, okay? But it is not healthy to constantly spend all your money on other people. It is not healthy to believe that you are a bad person if you don't spend your money on everybody. I had to, I think I was a baby. I think I was 19. Maybe 20, when I had first gotten credit cards. They were all maxed out, and financed my own car, and then was told by my mother I had to finance a car for one of my sisters, and then found out that she wasn't paying, and it just coincided with my boyfriend totaling my car, so I had to take over those payments. Went out to Pennsylvania, and I got the best advice that I had gotten, and this is way back then, before all the other rules. One of the attorneys told me, don't file for bankruptcy, you're so young, just stop making payments. Stop making payments, because it goes from 7 years from the day you stop making payments. Now, I don't know if the rules have changed. This is just what the attorney told me back then, and I followed his advice, and I stopped making payments on everything. I mean, it was horrible, because I went to family members and said, hey, you guys got me into this situation. Help me out. And you know what I got? I don't have the money for it. I can't help you out. They're more than willing to use you as a doormat. They are more than willing to take your money. But when they get you to a point where you now need help, now they can't help you at all. So please keep that in mind, okay? So let toxic people go. even if it includes family members. Please, you are worth being a healthy person. You are worth having healthy boundaries, and you are worth having healthy people in your life. That includes around money matters, okay? I'm almost at my 40 minutes, so I've got to wrap this up, so we're just going to jump right to it. Please subscribe. We are at 32 of our goal for 100 subscribers, which actually that was this morning, and we are now at, I believe, 34. Look at that. We're going to change that. We are now at 34 subscribers. Daily growth, daily progress, that's all we're trying for. I want you to have daily growth and daily progress. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you genuinely consider to just respect your privacy. What is private and what is it that you need to protect when it comes to your finances? Other than that, I am freezing, and we're about to go do a map exercise, so I'm going to let you guys go and say bye.